Hey everyone, Farmer here and welcome to No Man's Land. So this is just a video just to do the like a farm tour, which is requested by a few people for FS19. I never actually got around to do it. So this is just like a bit of a quick walk around the farm. I can explain what I've done so far and what I plan to do for the future. So we'll start off coming up the track to the actual main farm area, which is on area 26. As you can see on the minimap, we've got quite a lot of stuff on here now. So the main farm was on the starting area of 26, and then we've obviously expanded from there. We currently own these 3 plots of land here, and then the 2 over here for the forestry area. So the plan will be to continue expanding. In the current game year, I'm focusing on expanding the actual farming equipment, and then the next in-game year, I want to focus more on building up some of the production side of things. We'll still do some more expanding of the farm, and we still need to buy a new combine to replace the one we sold recently. So as of this video, this is at the very end of episode 27. So this particular save game will be uploaded onto the mod list, so you can download it as it is now. So it's an updated version of the previous one. So farmhouse, so many comments saying you need to upgrade the farmhouse. This is the lowest of priorities at the moment. The farmhouse, all it does is have this sleep trigger, which I generally don't use anyway. I usually just put it on times 360 because I'm usually skipping through the night. I'm usually just checking the animals, making sure they've got enough feed, the greenhouse so it doesn't run out of water and stuff like that. So yeah, it is something I want to change. At the moment, I'm not sure there's any decent house mods that have an interior. So not that I'm overly fussed about the interior, but it would be nice to have a house you can actually go into. So this will be upgraded at some point, but as I say, it's not a priority because I could spend, I don't know what farmhouse I've actually got. I've got the one that comes with the Bavarian farmhouse pack, which is 50,000. Again, that doesn't have the interior, but it does fit in with the rest of the buildings. But I'd rather spend that 50,000 on something else that's going to help the farm be more efficient or help make more money. So, little area where the old chicken pen used to be, this is all going to be changed soon. I'm possibly thinking of changing the greenhouse and slightly moving it. You know, we've changed where the chicken pen is and a few other things. I don't kind of like where the position it currently is, so this will probably get changed as well soon. So currently in here, I'm still doing all 3 crop types. I know if you do one, it's kind of a bit better. But I just want to keep it on all 3 different ones for now. And then over here we have got the cow shed, or the first cow shed we built. So the plan for this area is the road here, or the little track here. This is going to come more over this way and then connect up with this little bit here. And then I'm going to keep this as like the farm track into the actual farm. And then this kind of road that's already here will be replaced, or probably eventually tarmac it or asphalt texture. That will go off then up that direction towards the sawmill. So this all from this point will stay as the main track into the farm, and then we'll probably put another field over this side once I own this area of land, and again on this side we'll maybe just keep it as a grass meadow or something. I'm not sure yet. That's future plans. So yeah, this track will be moved over, so it'll kind of come down here where it is, or then more curve around the edge of these trees here, and then connect up with this bit here. As for using the loft, I know you can get a decent sized tractor in here. It is a bit tight. I haven't really used it for bales yet. I just think it just makes things a little bit more awkward. I know you can drop stuff down there to feed and stuff, but as mixing up TMR, it'll be I don't know, I think it may be a little bit awkward to do just to get the mix ratios right and stuff, using bales from up here to drop down. So it is a nice little space, handy space for storing stuff, but at the moment I'm not currently using it, but I possibly will do soon. I just think a tractor in there is a little bit awkward to move around, and the other downside was I didn't have the camera collision mod, which made things a little bit difficult driving around in here. Maybe if we get like a skid steer, then I can utilise that a little bit more. There's our first lot of cows we bought. So the one problem we've got currently with this is the storage capacity on the slurry is not very big. So we are currently always maxing it out. So it's one of the reasons why I bought the slurry spreader recently. I think it only holds 40,000, which isn't a great deal. So what I'm possibly thinking of doing here is trying to get one of the slurry extension silos fitted in somewhere. It may possibly on this corner, because the distance you need to go from this isn't very far. When I tried it, I wanted to put it over here and it wouldn't pick up on this. So it would be something like this, and possibly replace the chicken coop there, move that and get this somewhere on the corner there. It just about picks up with this shed. I don't know if it'll pick up that shed as well. But that's got 500,000 litre capacity, so that's something we'll be looking at doing soon. So yeah, the chickens may get moved. Also need to move the eggs because that's nearly full. And then come around here, we've got the... Now we'll do this section first. We've got the diesel fuel tank. This was a temporary thing. I really needed to fuel the combine. So this will probably be changed, and I may move it to a different location, but it can stay there at the moment. So in here, this shed will mostly be used for storing any equipment we use for the cows. At the moment I'm just using it for the tractor storage as well. So we've got the feed mixer wagon in here. Decent sized shed actually. Very nice. Working lights as well, although at night time they're not particularly great. Bunker silo, haven't used it. Main reason I put this in is I wanted to kind of know where it was going to go. So we will probably get some more bunker silos, but this was the first one to put in because I just wanted to kind of lay out the actual yard a bit based around where things are going. So I wanted to put it in straight away so I knew where it was going to go. But we will be using this soon. I will be looking to get a forage wagon, so we just do silage a little bit different than just doing silage bales all the time. And then we've got the farm silo just here. And I say all the track loops around, so it's nice and easy to get to everything from either way, so you're not kind of getting yourself in the corner. A little track around here which isn't really needed for anything at the moment. But I just put that in anyway. And then this is what I'm calling now at the moment the old part of the farm. So we've got the honey storage in here, which at the moment we've only got the one large honey and a few small ones, so we're not actually producing much honey. So I will be looking to get a few more beehives to increase the honey production. The water tower here next to the lake pond, so we can get water for the greenhouse and also the animal pastures around the back. Two sheds here, which these will be replaced soon with a different building. And then I'll get all this a bit more organised and tidied up a little bit. So at the moment everything's just been dumped in here out the way. So this was the last shed I built, episode 26, so somewhere just to store bales. And again, I wanted to store the bales here because I just find it far easier to access them with the current equipment for mixing up TMR. So silage bales will probably be stacked up here. They won't be in a shed or anything, but I will start stacking them up in this kind of area. So we've got the hay, straw and silage bales will all be there next to each other. And we've got the manure pit for this shed. I think this may possibly work for both as well. But we are getting manure in that one. This one's got quite a bit more in. Which we got in here, yeah, 53,000 litres. So we will probably look to get them in near spreader very soon, so we can start using that. So this is the second cow shed. Now this one only holds 45 as well. That's the same as the first one. Again, very nice building. And fits in rather nicely. So this field was the one we just put canola in. So I do need to roll these. I'm not going to do the rolling video. I'm going to do that before I skip to the next video, because I've got this field to do. Yeah, and the other new field. So I'll probably just get both of those done before the next video. So, fairly large grass field, which we'll use for hay and silage. So this area I've just finished clearing the spruce trees that were here. I will be putting more trees back in. I want to get another storage shed just in here, and then we'll put trees around it. And then up to this point from here, I say these are some of the trees that I already put in, and they've already gone like the first growth stage, which is quite a big growth stage. So they just randomly popped up. Same with these. At the moment they're a bit too low down and kind of blocking the access in there, but they will continue to grow. So yeah, I'm going to get some more trees in. So I want to try and get that changed first. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the chicken coop just yet, but that will be being moved, so I can get that extra slurry storage in. And the workshop will be being replaced as well at some point. There's the one in the Bavarian farm pack that I'll change it with. As I said earlier, those two sheds are going to be changed. As for this area forest, that's going to stay as it is now. So we're going to keep this as like a woodland forest area. I did actually clear all this and I've replanted it. So all these trees, there were the odd one that are still left, like some of the smaller ones that are hidden away in here. But I think most of this was all replanted and is now all fully grown as well. It does look rather nice when you come out to views like that. The reflection of the sun coming across the water. So yeah, this area is going to slightly be changed. No kind of rush at the moment, so that will be as and when. So we've got the beef cows here. I'm really hoping that soon we get an open cow pasture that takes a few more cows. I think this one is just a little bit too small. So yeah, our beef cows, and I'm selling these. No specific point, just when they've. I think last time there was just over £1,000 in value. So currently these are. Yeah, 807, the value of the ones we've currently got in our farm. So I'll probably take these up to around about 1,200 this time. So I want to kind of make around about 1,000 on each one when we come to sell them. So that'll be 14,000 in total. And then buy another 14 to replace those. Over here we've got the other small pasture. This is for the main sheep pasture. So currently what I'm doing with these is when we get 5 new births, I'll take the 5 oldest sheep out of this one, because we've currently got 15 in here. We'll sell those, which get around about 2,000 or so, 2,400, and then take the 5 newborns out of that one and put them in here, so that frees up space for more new births in this one. So every now and then we're getting around about 2,400 from the sheep, plus also we're getting the wool production, which we can now take to our spinnery. So again, with the cow pasture, I'm really hoping we get an open sheep pasture as well, that we can then put down. It has a large capacity, and then we can just put fences round to suit. Now these two fields are going to be combined together. So before I replant these, I'm going to plough them together to make one large field out of these two. And this little grass field, now we've got the large grass field, because it's fairly small and a bit awkward shape. Kind of a little bit difficult to cut with the equipment we had, but now we've upgraded the mowers, it's a little bit easier, but I haven't done this yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this as grass. At the moment it's going to stay as it is, but it makes no kind of sense to join it to this field. It's just a little bit awkward. Just coming back round. So I think the plan to expand the farm will probably be to get 27, and then we can extend this field out into 27 a bit more, just to make it a bit more worth using. But again, that's possibly something for the long-term future. And I say these sheep pastures will probably get changed as well at some point. At the moment I do have an open sheep pasture I downloaded, but it's got a few errors in it. I've not actually tried it yet. Same with the cows as well. Yeah, that's kind of plan for this area. So the next thing I want to do is get this shed built here. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it. I want kind of more of an open shelter to store a lot of the equipment out of these two. And also replace this one. So possibly an open shelter we can put the tedder, windrower, the mowers and stuff like that in, and the baler. So we can have all our kind of grassland equipment in one shed over here. Some really nice sheds in the base game equipment, but they are just crazy expensive. I think something like that's a little bit too small for what we need, so I'll possibly put another one of these in, but I want something a little bit more open because it's a little bit easier to access and get some of the bigger stuff in. So yeah, I'm going to have to just have a look around and see what I can find. I did download this one that was recently released. So it's a possibility, and you can sort of change the colours. It's quite a modern shed, but having some, like the occasional modern building mixed in, I think wouldn't look too bad. And it kind of looks like the farm is progressing with some newer stuff. That's probably the one most likely to go with. Again, this is off the mod hub, it's fairly cheap. I think that once we've got some trees around it, kind of blended in a little bit, it won't look too bad. So unless something else comes out before I get to that point, that's more than likely what we will be using for that. And that just makes it a little bit easier, then I can start organising the equipment a little bit better and keep everything that kind of goes together in one area. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the main farm as it is. I say there's lots to be changed and done, and it's going to continue evolving and progressing as we go through the series. But yeah, lots to do. Still some more equipment to upgrade. Would like to upgrade this spreader that we're using for lime for something that's got a large capacity, because the 6,000 litre on that's a little bit limiting. I have to keep refilling. So that's something we're going to be looking to upgrade. Now, the transport trailer at the moment I'm kind of happy with, but again that's probably will stay like that until we get a semi-truck or like a lorry, and then we can get the larger animal transport trailer. Also want to try and get somewhere where we can actually have a proper seed and fertilizer store, not just leaving bags lying around. But yeah, lots to do on the actual farm itself. As I say, the main focus at the moment is changing the farm. Well, that will change. So if we go up this track here, one thing I will be doing as well, I will go this way so I can kind of explain. So this track will stay as it is. I'm not going to be joining these two fields together, so I want a track that comes up this way. Once we own this area of land up here, we'll put a road or continue the track through the trees here into this area, and then we'll join up with a road that will come kind of following. There's already slight, if you look on the map, there is a slight marking of a road. I think we had the road on FS19 came up this way, so I'll probably kind of follow that, and then we'll have a road that goes down and then join up with that track as another access into the farm from like this side. So that's the plan for that, and then once we own this area of land as well, we can extend these fields out into this area a bit and utilise this up to the edge of the trees. I don't plan on removing those trees. So as for the forested areas or the woodland areas, I don't plan on like clear cutting all the map. I've got the forest over 22 which we're replanting, so that will be the main forestry area. So there may be a few areas where we need to just clear a few trees to make things work a little bit better, but I don't plan on like completely clear cutting large areas of the forest now. We'll kind of work around them. So I'm also thinking about putting another track in down the edge of this field, or this side. Not sure yet which side. Possibly this side, because we're going to be extending this field out once we get the land up there. So yeah, putting a track in that comes down this way. This area of rocks, I've already planted a few spruce trees, and I'll be planting a few more around here just to kind of give this a bit more of a forested looking area. And then there's going to be a track that, or the plan is to put a track that comes up through here. So it'll be a fairly wooded area with the track just running through, and then it'll come out here, so it kind of gives another access to this field. And then I'll probably continue it around the edge of this field, along the edge of this little bit wooded area, over into this section. And again, there'll probably be another main road that will run round that back way around the farm eventually. Yeah, plans, long distance plans. So yeah, I forgot to go spinnery. So this road will be changed for like a kind of more of a main road, but it possibly moved over a little bit. I've got two hay bales I missed. I need to get moved. So yeah, this track will probably be replaced with more of a main road that comes off in this direction. Again, at the moment, that's something that'll just get done over time. Spinnery, I do plan on adding more decorations and details around this. At the moment, I don't want to waste money on fencing, hedging, and decorative items like that are just going to cost money and not actually help make more money. So once we've got a decent level of money coming in from various different things other than forestry, then we'll get some fencing around this, add some more details. Hopefully there'll be some like detail packs for like props and things, so we can add some parked vehicles, so it looks like there's people actually work here. So this will all be changed. It's not just going to stay as a building plonked on a square area of concrete. So yeah, we have got some fabric being produced now. At the moment we could do with a few more sheep, because we're not currently getting enough wool production to keep this going, so we are running out. Could do with probably increasing the sheep a little bit, but we do have 4 pallets on here and then the one there. So yeah, this all change and evolve. I do plan on doing all of this sort of stuff on camera. In FS19 I did a lot of that kind of stuff in between episodes. I want to try and do more of that in the actual videos, so you can all see the progress rather than it just appearing. So then over here, which is the last part currently, so the poplars are now ready to harvest. I just need to get the bio baler. I'm really got a feeling these aren't going to be worth doing, but it's something I've not done in 22 yet, and yeah, so we'll give it a go. So once these are done, I intend to plough this field and join it to this one, and then replant it all with poplars. So we've got one longer field, and then we'll put another road in between these two fields instead. This area here, I didn't put a field in here because I'm potentially thinking about another production building, or possibly another carpenter's, just to increase production on that, because the sawmill produces way more planks than the carpentry can cope with. So possibly another carpentry shop. I don't know what else in terms of production buildings that kind of fit in with the forestry at the moment, or something that would be suitable. I mean, if I didn't have the biomass heating plant already built, then I'd probably look at putting it here, which I could actually do. Potentially is replace the biomass heating plant from down by the store and build it here instead. And that kind of fits in then more with the poplars. Oh, it gets me that howl. Yeah, kind of fits in more with the poplars being here. And you've kind of got the sustainable forestry area and the poplars, which would be used for biomass heating. So yeah, possibly could look at doing that and utilise that space for the biomass heating. And then when we're selling trees from the forest, we don't have as far to go, because the forest is just there. So that is something we could possibly consider. Let me know in the comments about that, or if you've got any other suggestions what we could do here. So either move the biomass heating plant and build it here, or build some more carpentry shops. I don't really want to put another carpentry shop that looks the same, because I think it looks a bit odd having two buildings that look identical right next to each other. There is the other one. So in productions factories, there is the building, is it? So there is this one which looks a bit different. We could possibly put down instead. Although it does exactly the same as the other building. I think the production rates and everything is the same as well, but it does look a little bit different. And as the same with the spinnery, all this area will put some fencing round and more decorative items. And I do also plan to plant some more trees across this bit, because it's quite a steep hill, not really usable for a lot of stuff without a lot of landscaping. So yeah, I'll probably extend the trees. So I've still got some more trees to plant in this area to replant, and then finish filling off these rows. So what I possibly will do is just, when we come to do the tree planting down here, I don't know if we'll ever get round to actually cutting them, but I think I would like kind of more of like a woodland backdrop or forest area at the back of the sawmill, so when you come to it, kind of got that more of a closed in forested area. And again, this shelter will stay here for now, but this may get changed over time. Once we start getting some more forestry equipment, that will stay over here specifically. So I will be looking to get a tree harvester, and possibly the try one of these, because I've never used one of these, but I think these may be a handy thing if we're just doing stuff to like the carpentry shop. So we can use the tree harvester to cut the trees up, and then use that, and then we're just kind of transporting it down to the carpentry shop, because we're not going to be going a huge distance. So, and I've never really used one. To be honest, I don't think I ever used anything like this in FS19. So possibly look at just trying one of these just for something a little bit different. And again, I may eventually, once we start making quite a lot of money, get something like this as well, just to give it a try, because it would be nice to kind of try this stuff at least once throughout FS22. I don't know about getting one of these. Again, I may just get one just to give it a try and use it, but I don't know how much use we'd actually get from using that. But yeah, I do intend to at least give some of this stuff a go. So as to which brand, I don't know. The Rottner stuff was the DLC in 19 that I never actually purchased. So possibly give these a try. See which one's kind of got the biggest load space. That one looks a little bit smaller. But yeah, again, that's for when we're making a lot of money and we've got more money than we know what to do with. So we can just try out a few different things. So at the moment I bought the winch, which I used in the last episode, although I'm finding even the case tractor, like 250 horsepower, struggled to pull one full tree. So whereas in 19 I was using this to pull like 6-7 trees in one go, this really, I think it's just the increased weight and how the weight system has changed in 22. Weight does seem to have a much bigger impact on a lot of things than it did in 19. So even, I say, just one fully grown spruce tree, this struggled to pull it. 2, it was just almost a crawl. So as great as that is, it just at the moment it just doesn't seem as useful as it did in 19. So yeah, the forest area, as I mentioned, we'll just focus on cutting trees from here and replanting them as and when we need them. So in terms of forestry in general, as the farm progresses and we progress more around the map, this will be forestry will tend to be less and less as what we do. At the moment it's still a big part of getting the money to keep the progression up on the actual farm, buying new equipment and stuff like that. But as we start getting more and more fields, we've got more and more farm work to do, more productions, making money. We'll have less of a requirement of doing forestry and a need. So we'll still do some forestry, but it will be mainly over winter when there's nothing else to do. And the main forestry work will be just to keep the sawmill topped up. So we'll probably do enough forestry in winter to fully fill out the wood capacity on this. That should then last it until the next winter. And then we'll also, I do the same on the carpentry as well. We'll just fill up the wood section. So currently I'll switch to doing furniture from wood and planks. Previously I was just doing the planks. So we'll top that up as well, and then we'll keep that topped up with planks from the sawmill, and then we can sell any excess from that. So the furniture is making a decent amount of money. We've got 2 pallets waiting here, and yeah, 38 litres currently in there, which I haven't skipped much time since we put those logs in. So that should increase production. So yeah, so all this again, say, will all be detailed. We'll put fencing around it. When there's some like decorative placeable cars available, we'll kind of make it look like there's some workers and stuff like that. So yeah, all that will come. It's just at the moment I don't want to spend that money and then struggle to then have the money to buy stuff that will be more useful to us. So that's pretty much it for where we are now. This is our newest field. He's currently got canola in. Again, I need to go over this with a roller before I start recording the next episode. So yeah, as I mentioned, the save game for as the map as it is now will be available on the mod list. So if you go in the video description for any of the time-lapse videos, there should be a link to a mod list. That will take you to a spreadsheet on Google Drive, and then there'll be individual links then for each different series. There should be one for Calmsden, No Man's Land, Hoe Baler and Elm Creek currently on there. And if you go to the No Man's Land mod list, at the top of there should be a link to the save games. So there is a save game for the very first episode before I did anything. So it's got the biomass heating plant installed, which is down by the store. So it just starts off with the biomass heating plant, the money set to 0, the Mahindra, and you've got the chainsaw, and you own area 26. And then there is another updated one, which I can't remember what episode that was from. Another one I'll just quickly go over. As for the biomass heating plant, the reason this was placed to start with was because there was nowhere on the map to sell logs on the initial version. Alien Gym and the update added the log sell point, which is around here. If you turn on interactive markers, you get the icon here, and this is a log sell point which wasn't available when the map was first released. So the only way of selling logs through the base game stuff was using the biomass heating plant. So we don't actually own this area of land this was built on. I used the replaceable option in the build mode, which was implemented in the 1.2 update, and then the landscape anywhere mod to put some trees in and just change the terrain. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, let me know in the comments, do you think we should move this over by the forestry area, keep it where it is? And then this area could be utilised for more industrial kind of area as we progress. We will eventually buy the land. So as I mentioned towards the start of the video, this current in-game year, so we're currently at September, so we'll go up to probably winter. And then when we get into the next in-game year, I want to try and get some land to kind of expand on some of the production lines. So looking at possibly getting a grain mill. So all the sorghum, oats, barley or anything like that we harvest, we can start producing flour. And possibly also get the tailor shop, because we do have the spinnery now, so we are producing fabric so they can do clothes. Also there's the oil mill we could look at getting. I don't know how much in terms of production lines we'll expand on over the next year. Possibly only 1 or 2 at most for now. I don't want to end up doing a lot of forestry to buy a lot of buildings, because they are fairly expensive. But there's a few we could do, because we've got a lot of canola planted. So there's the oil mill, not sugar mill. Where are we? Yeah, the oil mill is definitely one we could utilise once we've harvested the canola. Again, with the grain mill, that's something we will be able to utilise. Sugar mill's not something we could do, because I'm doing a no leasing, no loans. We would have to buy a sugar beet harvester, and I know you can get the smaller one, which isn't too bad, but yeah, it is expensive equipment. So kind of going down sugar beets at the moment. It's not something we're immediately planning on. Tailor shop is definitely one we could do, because we are producing fabric now. So there's a few that we can kind of utilise straight away. Dairy as well is another one, because we are producing milk, so we could at least produce cheese, and then eventually when we get the sugar mill. So I do on this map and throughout the series, I do want to try and get every single production line going, and also do all crop types. So we will be doing grapes, olives, and then doing olive oil. We'll get the grape processor so we can do grape juice, and also then do raisins, which you can take to the cereal cereal to do cereal and stuff like that. So yeah, I do want to try and get all of these in throughout the series. So all the base like production lines anyway, we'll get all of these in. As to any modded stuff, we'll see what comes out. So there's potential, but I definitely want to do all the base game stuff first. So we'll be looking again the dairy, grain mills, and stuff like that. I imagine once we've got all these up and running, we will start making a lot of money. Bakeries, and then around the map we'll start looking at getting some of the extra sell points like supermarket, build up the areas around these, so we've got not always going to the actual farm store, we've got more options when selling stuff. So fast food restaurant. These kind of things will be added over time. We just need to own the land to be able to do these. So yeah, that's the farm look, or look around the farm as it is, and just me explaining a little bit more on what I plan to do. So if you do have any comments, then please do leave them down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on what I'm kind of got planning. If you've got any things you'd like to see in particular. I say as and when I'll get round to a lot of stuff. It just kind of depends on when we can afford to buy the extra land. And also, because we're progressing through the seasons as well, I need to keep on top of actually keeping the farm running as well. We need to make sure we keep the animals fed. We keep the feed topped up so we know what we've like feed in storage for feed. So I think for the next episode it will be we'll be into October. So I need to get any wheat or barley that we're going to do for next year planted. I don't know, poplars can be harvested pretty much all throughout the year, so there's no rush to harvest the poplars. But if I do want to replant them, I do need to do it by November, so I can then replant the other section, get those fields joined together. So that will possibly be, yeah, probably November, because I've got quite a bit to do in the next episode in October. I want to try and get this shelter done as well. As I say, try and expand the farm a little bit more. So lots to do. Just need to actually crack on and get it done. So yeah, that's the farm tour, as the farm is currently at the end of episode 27. So I'll possibly do another one of these around about episode 50. We'll come back and have another look and kind of see how it's changed. And yeah, see how we've gone. So 27 episodes of starting with no money. The only thing we did have, which we've still got, is the $200,000, well, £200,000 loan. Currently in pounds because I've been on Calmsden. That will change to euros for this map. So at the moment, I think we're at that point now where the loan interest is it's $660 per month. It's pretty much peanuts. So there's no massive rush to pay off the loan. I would like a better loan system in FS. Kind of like where you don't just pay loan interest, but you have to actually make repayments. And you have a fixed loan rather than just 5,000 increments. You take out a fixed loan of like 100,000 with a set interest rate and set repayment rate, but you can change the period you pay it off over. So to 12 months you'll have a lower interest rate because you're paying it off quicker, or you could go over like 60 months, which the total repayable would be a lot more. So I would like them to really improve the loan system. I think at the moment it's just very basic, and it's that point where having a loan, you don't really need to worry about it. It's not as if you've got massive loan interest payments that are potentially crippling your farm. So yeah, I would like to say, and I'm playing on the hard economy. So we're currently on, hard economy difficulty, and even then the loan interest it's not even anything to worry about. So yeah, I would like to see that. Hopefully in the future games they will look to put a better loan system in, because I think it would make the improve the game a little bit, rather than just taking 5,000 and paying back 5,000 with no actual extra paying upon that little bit of loan interest. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this kind of look around the farm, and you can get more of an idea of what I'm doing, because it is difficult in the time lapse. Even like when I do some sections a little bit slower, it is a bit of a blur, and it's difficult to get a kind of good idea of how the farm looks actually. So yeah, again, a little more of a slower look around. I think hopefully a few people will enjoy that. And I will be doing like a kind of like a drone flyover in some of the future videos as well. So I'll possibly do it as like it fades in and out between how it started and how it looks now. So you can kind of see how it's progressed to where we are now, currently over 27 episodes. I know I could have done things a little bit. I could have literally just come on and spammed the forestry. Millions and millions from just doing forestry, but it would have been like 10 episodes of just cutting trees, which would be probably get a little bit boring watching. So it's the kind of reason why I wanted to build up the farm, which to some people it doesn't make sense when forestry is making so much money. Why bother doing the other stuff? It's just to add more variety, gives more things to do, breaks the videos up a little bit more, so it's not all one thing every video. And as to a forestry series where it's solely forestry, to be honest, it's not something I personally would enjoy doing. I don't mind doing the forestry. It's not my favourite thing to do in FS. I don't mind doing it, but yeah, personally, after a while, I do get fed up with it. So as for a complete sole forestry series, I don't think it's something I will ever do personally. Especially in time-lapse as well. I think it's... the fixed camera stuff obviously works a lot better for the forestry. The trouble with those is because I speed them up way beyond what I do. It does take a lot longer, a lot more gameplay in those areas of footage to make up a decent length video. So if I do a lot of forestry with a lot of fixed camera stuff, I could end up having to do like 8-9 hours just to get a 10-12 minute video, which I just really don't have the time for stuff like that. So yeah, it's not something I'll probably do. But yeah, forestry is something I do enjoy, just not a massive fan of doing a lot of it. But yeah, so we'll leave it there. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. A big thank you to all my channel members on this channel as well. I do appreciate your extra support, so thank you for that. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. Check out the channel. We've got loads of time-lapse videos from FS19, 17 as well. I want to go back that far and see how I've progressed as a YouTuber from when I first started. Way back on FS17. Well, I say way back, like 3 years ago. Seems a hell of a lot longer, but yeah, not been that long. So yeah, if you've not subscribed, then go and check out the channel. Check out the content, the videos. We've got time-lapse videos on this channel. And also, if you're not aware and you kind of like the more of the commentary style, actual talking videos, then check out my other channel, Sim Farmer Plus. I recently started a Let's Play series on Calmsden Farm from Oxygen David. So we're currently up to episode 3, and I've just uploaded episode 4 for that. Should be up later today. I'm just trying to think. No, it should have been up yesterday if you're watching this the day this comes out. So yeah, if you like this more kind of slower paced, more relaxed, chilled out video than the time-lapse stuff, then yeah, check out my second channel, Sim Farm Plus. There'll be a link down in the description to that, and consider subscribing to that channel as well. So yeah, so we'll call it a day, I'd like to say, at the end of the time-lapse videos. So I need to go and remember to do the rolling before I skip through the next month, so the crop doesn't go to the first growth stage. As we've got the roller, we may as well make the most of that. So I'll get that done, then I'll be skipping to October, and then I'll be starting to record the next episode, which will be up on Sunday, so tomorrow for you. And if you're watching this on the day of release, then, and if you've not yet watched any the No Man's Land Let's Play time-lapse, confused, live stream will be on later this evening. So every Saturday currently at 7:30 PM UK time, at 8:30 Central European time, and then whatever that equates to in your local time zone. So yeah, every Saturday, me and Stevie from Stevie 4K Gaming, we're doing a live stream on No Man's Land. It's a lot different to this if you've not watched it. It's based on a completely different save game on a dedicated server. And over time, as we get more and more equipment and more things to do, we will be getting a few more people on to help out. So yeah, as I said, we'll leave it there. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.